Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. If you're new here or you have not already, please consider subscribing and helping us feed a hungry hippo. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really does help us out a lot. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorite videos that I do every month. We're going to take a look at Plush that sold on eBay. So we're looking at the entire month of January. And I have pulled up every single plush sale from the eBay platform that sold in January. I do a weekly what sold video on eBay with the highlights of our sales each week and the plush, but this is where you get to see all the plush at once in one video. I won't talk about cost of goods or anything like that. You can get more details like those from our what sold videos. Also, we buy a lot of our stuff wholesale anymore. So our average cost of goods is like $1 to $2 for almost everything that we buy. So you can just keep that in mind as you're watching. What we're going to focus on, I will tell you how much items sold for, but we're going to focus on talking about the different animals and the brands and just kind of give tips and tricks along the way as we go through. This is a teaching channel. So while it is exciting to look at the sales, I want to help you guys learn a little bit about plush as well. So let's start with this A&A plush rabbit. Because he's a rabbit, you can see that we put Easter in his title. Any animal that can be associated with the spring or Easter, we do like to put that in their title. Easter is a must. If I have room, I'll add the word spring. This includes rabbits, chickens, ducks, anything like that. It is a good idea right now to go through your already listed plush and add the keyword Easter to any of these types of animals. Easter's right around the corner. And if you have any of them in your death pile, get them listed. And this goes for St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day as well. And I know people do think, oh, I got to go through my death pile and get these animals up. But don't forget your already listed items too. And just make sure you have those good keywords in there. A&A is a good brand. I have never gone wrong with this brand. I've never found it personally, but I get it in my wholesale lots. And they're usually larger. You can see he's 23 inches. They're jumbo, larger, realistic looking plush. So I do like this brand. I like Easter plush. It is our top selling category as far as plush. This guy is really cute. Isn't he cute? Anyway, he sold for $27 plus $13 shipping. So that's $30 all in. I'm going to go ahead and close these tabs as we go along because you can see at the top there's so many of them as we talk about them. So next we have a Disney baby Daisy Duck. She sold for $7 plus $5 shipping. The typical Disney characters, like the common ones, Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Daisy and Donald, Goofy, Pluto, you know, they're like a little oversaturated. So they're not going to comp as high as your less popular characters, the ones that are harder to find. And then it also depends on, like this is official Disney baby, but a lot of times your Mattel and your just plays and things like that are going to sell for less. She's on the smaller side. She's oversaturated, but she sold within a couple of weeks of being listed. And that is really fast for plush. Plush is one of the slowest selling categories on eBay or any other platform. It is very long tail. And I have told people before who always say, well, my plush has been listed forever and it's just not selling. Listen, 6 months for a plush is usually fast. Most plush are going to take longer than 6 months, up to a year and even longer to sell. You're looking for the right buyer, a parent replacing a lost plush, somebody buying something for a holiday, or an adult collector who's willing to spend big time bucks, as you'll see as we go through. I have one of those. But they are very, 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 very long tail. Plush is very slow. That's not to say you're not going to have ones like this Daisy that sold within a couple of weeks. Probably just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. There are some rare, really sought after plush that are going to sell quickly. But generally speaking, they're slow. And that is important to keep in mind if you want to get into plush. Because they take up a lot of room. Listen, our friends are hogs when it comes to space. They take up a lot of room and they're very slow. So if your plush has been sitting for 6 months, there's no need to make a Facebook post or send people messages that your plush is not selling, because that's normal. Next, we have, this is a unicorn named Star. I took a best offer on her at $2.69 plus $5 shipping. I had 2 of these. I still have one listed, but I had 2 little unicorns. The other one's blue with, I think, stars on her. They're both named Star. Of course, they were mine. So these are just things that I had hanging out on my desk, and I decided to clean off my desk and get rid of some things once or twice a year. And I've talked about this on the channel before. Keith and I will go through our shelves of knickknacks, and I'll look at my friends that hang out on my desk with me. We'll clean out our closets, and we'll list that stuff to sell. Because it was ours, it's not going to be something, I would never source this to resell, right? But, and my t-shirts that I sell out of my closet, they go for lower prices. But because we're resellers, whenever we do a closet clean out, I'm not going to donate that stuff. I'm going to list it because I'm a reseller. And then I just save it. You know, it's not a priority. I save that stuff for a rainy day, so to speak, and just get it up. Eventually, I'll usually start photographing it, or I'll save up poop plush, you know, on a day when I'm just watching a movie or whatever, like a weekend. Anyway, Star sold for like $7, and her sister's listed as well. Don't source these on purpose. That's my point. But do list your items that you are cleaning out of your house. This is a Walmart puppy dog. So this sold for $6.29 plus $5.50 shipping. Kind of low end bread and butter. But I want you guys to know that the Walmart plush that are themed for holidays and ginormous, you want to source. They can sell for $50, $60. I was just at Walmart a couple days ago, and they had their Valentine's Day plush out, like jumbo bears that they're selling for $60 new. But they only sell them once. So every year for Valentine's Day and Easter and Christmas, they get different plushies then. So one and done. If anybody ever is looking for a replacement or wants that plush, you cannot get it at Walmart anymore. So they can sell for a lot of money online. So don't overlook them just because they say Walmart. It's not unheard of for you to find a discontinued Valentine's Day teddy bear from a couple years ago you can sell for $75 and $80. Next, we have a Wild Republic Timberwolf. This one sold for $7.19 plus $7 shipping. So that's bread and butter right there. I like Wild Republic. Most of their plush are going to be realistic plush. This one had some damage to his eyes, or he could have sold for a little bit more. You can see there. But most of the Wild Republic animals are realistic looking. The bigger ones can sell for a lot of money, and most are going to be bread and butter. Disney Animal Kingdom Dino Land Triceratops. I really thought he was going to comp higher. Kind of a disappointment, but that's okay. He still sold for $7.87 plus $5 shipping. Here's another Disney. This is Lady Cluck from Robin Hood. Sold for $6.12 and $5.50 shipping. You guys, she sold for $5. Actually, I just checked my notes. So I took a best offer of $5 plus the $5.50 shipping. You guys are kind of seeing a theme here. Disney plush are kind of oversaturated, and even obscure characters like Lady Cluck aren't comping as high as they should. Would I avoid sourcing them? No. Would I tell you guys to start raising prices on them? Yes. All right, next we have Slush the Husky Dog. He's a Thai, and he sold for $5.51 plus $13 shipping. So this is like right around a $20 plush all in, only because of his size, and he weighed a lot. We probably could have asked for more, but again, he had some damage to his eyes. And you guys, most of the times, if I have a plush with a small hole or damage to their eyes or a small stain or something, I just list it and disclose it and just take a couple bucks off of my price. A Thai Beanie Boo Fantasia coin purse. Nothing too exciting here. $4.37 plus 5 shipping. Build-A-Bear. I love Build-A-Bear. You guys know they're my favorite. This is the camouflage one that sold for $13 plus 7 shipping. Super cute. Greenbrier, generic brand from the Dollar Tree, and this is just a pink dolphin. This actually sold pretty quick, and I'm going to show you guys as we go through here. There were 3 like non-branded or generic sea animals that we sold in January on eBay, and all 3 sold like within a couple of weeks of being listed. So the lesson there is you can sell generic and unbranded plushies. They're not going to sell for very much, but if they're a fast return on your investment, why not? And I'm thinking sea animals are popular. I'm starting to see like this trend where our sea animals, there's 3 generic ones. There's another shark or dolphin or something. We'll see it when we come to it. There were a couple on other platforms last month too. So I'm wondering if sea animals are gaining in popularity or they're just not as saturated anymore. This is Everest from Paw Patrol. She's not as common of a character, so you can list her for a little more money than, you know, like Chase and Marshall. I did take a best offer, $15 on her plus the 5 shipping, $20 all in, and she sold within a couple of weeks as well. I just told you guys about how long tail plush is and how long it takes to sell. And most of these plush I'm showing you actually sold. You know, we've been listing them since December and they've all sold in January. We could just be lucking out. Like I said, sometimes you're at the right place at the right time. It also was the right time of year. A lot of people buy plush in December. January is kind of a time when not so many people are, but I don't know what's going on this year. They're just selling quicker, and there's a lot that are selling. It can keep up. You just heard me knock on wood. Cole's Cares Goodnight Moon from a children's book. A lot of the Cole's Cares animals are going to be from children's literature, and they're just bread and butter. I mean, there are some. There are very few that will sell for a lot of money. There's a particular, if you give a mouse a cookie, that sells for a lot in some of those little critters. So it's worth comping if you see them at the thrift. I just consider them bread and butter. This one sold for $10 plus $5.50 shipping. We have a vintage Ankylosaurus. Sold for $21 plus $13 shipping. So this is a very cute money lizard. Vintage plush are typically good. Sometimes they're disappointing. It can happen. That's what the tag looks like. Just a bark pumpkin latte. This was mine as well. I found it in North Carolina at the first FlipCon at a thrift store when we all went out together. I love pumpkin spice, everything, and I love coffee. And I have like a little area on my desk where I used to have like a little pumpkin spice latte knickknack shelf, I guess you would call it. Anyway, it hung out with me for a while, and then I just decided, you know, when I cleaned my desk off, that this is another one of the things I was just going to let go, and I let it go for $3.37 plus 5 shipping. Adventure Planet. This is another solid bread and butter plan that has really nice realistic animals. I don't know that lions actually come in blue in the wild. I don't know that it's realistic for a blue animal, but they have some special lines like this heirloom. There's a blue lion. There's like green tigers and stuff. They're pretty cute, and they actually comp a little higher than the tan realistic ones. This guy sold for $21.87 plus $5.50 shipping. I do like me some Dandy. This is the lower end one. I took $4.59 best offer with 7 shipping on. Some of the Dandies can go for a lot more depending on their size and the animal. This is just like a, you know, run of the mill. Everybody has this teddy bear. This is Disney Store Winnie the Pooh. So this is an example of an oversaturated popular character. It's Disney Store, and it's Christmas, but it's, Winnie the Pooh. It's still bread and butter. I wouldn't call this poop, and I would pick it up if I could find it for 50 cents or $1. Sold for $8.76 plus 6 shipping. Next, we have another vintage plush from the 80s. This is the Sweet Denim Friends Yellow Lab. And I did take a best offer of $21.61 plus $6 shipping. I like Panda Crate. If you see this tag, Panda Crate, it's usually good to pick up. Bread and butter prices, but they sell pretty fast. And they make toys for babies, which always sell a little quicker than regular plushies if you can market it towards infants or babies. The cow sold for $15 plus $5.50 shipping. And it's one of those shaker ones. When you tip it, it moves. A Neopet McDonald's toy. There's 2 of these. You'll see the other one up here. This one actually sold for our asking price of $9 plus 5 shipping. I had a whole handful of these McDonald's Neopets at one point that came in some lot I bought. And some of them actually sold for like $16 and up. And some were $9 and some were less. Neopets are good. I don't know that the McDonald's ones are really ones you want to seek out. But Neopets are definitely something I would recommend sourcing. Here's another one of my sea animals. This one's tag was completely faded. You can't even see the brand. It has a wonky face. It's kind of cute. So without the brand, I just advertised it as a hammerhead shark. And he sold. These sea animals, I'm telling you. He sold for $7 plus 5 shipping. This is how I'm going to retire, by selling Beanie Babies. No, I'm kidding. You probably already heard the story. I did decide to try a Goodwill Blue Box plush box, and I got a box of Beanie Babies, and I just set them aside, and they weren't a priority or anything. One day when I was sitting here watching a movie, I just pulled them out, and I did lots with some of them, like dogs and cats or whatever, and some I just sold separately. Just like, I mean, we've already made our money back, so now we're just making our little pennies here and there. This one sold for $2.62 with $5.50 shipping. This is Baby Gund. So speaking of plushies that you can market towards babies and infants, Baby Gund is a good brand. Solid bread and butter. This guy sold for $13 plus 5 shipping. This is Peter Rabbit by Eden. So a lot of the Eden plush, they're going to be vintage, sell for a lot of money, and some are just bread and butter. But it's a good brand that people know and recognize, and they make good characters that people like to collect and will be looking for to purchase. This sold for $13.12 plus 5 shipping. He's really cute. He's got a little carrot. So this actually sold really fast. This sold within like 2 days. So I'm thinking dog toys are popular because that latte didn't take that long to sell, that pumpkin spice. Yeah, that was actually a dog toy. I don't know if I mentioned that. This is a dog toy. We've had lamb chop dog toys. Every time I have dog toys, they sell pretty fast. So they might sell more quickly than, regular plushies. So I wouldn't shy away from these. This guy sold for $9.62 plus $5.50 shipping. Speaking of lamb chop, here's a puppet of baby lamb chop. How cute is she? See if I got her face. She's got a little pacifier. So she sold for $13 plus $5.50 shipping. Here's another one of the Beanie Babies. This is Maury the Electric Eel. So he sold for $9 plus 5 shipping. Here's another one of the sea animals I was talking about. This guy has no tags on him. So I just used good keywords. He's a blue manta ray, stingray, ocean, sea, and he sold for $6.29 plus 5 shipping. But all the sea animals sold really quickly, even for not having brands, which was really awesome. All right, speaking of having very expensive collector plushies and you're waiting for the right buyer to come along, this was listed back in November, and we had a lot of really lowball offers on it on all the platforms. I don't think people understood, the non-collectors, people that were just looking at Five Nights at Freddy's plushies online because the popularity grew when the movie came out. There were a lot of similar, this is Bonnie. There were a lot of similar Bonnies, but they did not have this mouth. You see how mine has that metal mouth? They had a different mouth. They were not 25 inches big, and they were not this specific plush, which was a Funko exclusive. So I don't, and I think I run into this with jeans too. People who don't know brands of jeans will look at your Miss Me's and your American Eagles and then send you a $20 offer on your Miss Me's because they think all jeans should be priced the same. I really think that's a mentality of folks who don't know brands, because we were getting $25 offers on this and $50 offers, which is what the other Bonnies were listed at. But they were like 9 inches and 8 inches and 10 inches, and they didn't have this mount. Like mine was a very specific Funko exclusive and very big. He weighed 3 pounds and 25 inches. So I just had to wait until the right person came along and knew what this was. I did take a best offer of $300, and then they paid $18 shipping on top of that. So this was my very exciting plush sale in January. And I didn't source this. It came to me from my friend Leslie, who sells me the plush. She finds at the bins. So that was really exciting. Next, another Build-A-Bear. So you can see, because he has hearts on him, we marketed him as a Valentine's Day plush. Like I said, you can put those keywords in the title if your animal at all can be related to a theme or holiday. This one sold for $11 plus the 7 shipping. Here's the other Neopet. We took a best offer, $7 on that one with the $6 shipping. We had a bundle here. So this Dr. Seuss Cat in the Hat and the Disney Dumbo, Cole's Cares, and the Build-A-Bear Easter Bunny, see again with the Easter in the title, with the 2 bows on her head. One buyer bought all 3 of these plush, but plus 2 of our men's shirts, and her all-in price was $63.13 for everything. And then we have another Build-A-Bear bunny, and again, Easter and the title. Took a best offer on this one at $9 plus 7 shipping. Here's a shark. Disney Store Bruce from Finding Nemo. He's kind of cool. His tush tag was cut off. But anyway, he sold really quickly. $9 plus 7 shipping. Then we have Disney Frozen Olaf. New in the box. He spins and talks. He took a long time to sell. I really think that for a while there, the Frozen characters, especially Olaf, were just like way oversaturated on eBay. The movie and then all of its sequels were very popular, and there were lots of the plush on the market. And even though he was new and everything, he took a while. But he did sell for $12 plus 13 shipping. A Cincy Buddy. This is Jenna. I almost called her Jenny. This is Jenna the giraffe. She sold for $13 plus 7 shipping. There was a time when you could get $40 and $50 for these. Just another example of what happens when people race to the bottom and things lose their value. And it really shouldn't have to happen. You can price things correctly and then run sales. You don't have to price them incorrectly and cause that whole avalanche down the hill to the bottom. I can't not mention that. You know what I mean? Like, it's my soapbox. I got to mention it at least once every video, right? Anyway, this is Jenna. Disney Winnie the Pooh radio. So this is really cool. It did have some issues. The honey pot had come unattached from the belly. He had 2 small holes in his shirt. And the radio did work, but the volume didn't work. So it stuck at the volume it's at. But it still went from AM to FM, and you could tune in the channels and everything. He's real cute, but his honey pot's supposed to still be attached to him. And then he had the holes in his shirt, and the volume button didn't work. So he probably could have sold for a lot more, but he sold for $12 plus $13 shipping. He was really cute. And then last but not least, this tiny little Russ Yomiko Classics St. Bernard. So some of the Yomiko Classics that are larger can sell for, you know, a lot of money. And some are just like higher end bread and butter. This is just a wee little, how big is he? I want to say he's 6 inches, but he might even be smaller. He's 4 inches. So this is just like a little 4-inch keychain. So it didn't comp as high. But don't discount this brand if you see bigger ones. And they make a lot of like vintage plush as well. They make a lot of vintage. They're still making it, Star. You will find a lot of vintage plushies from the Russ Yomiko. Man, cannot talk today. They have vintage plush. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, that wraps up all of our plush sales from the month of January on the eBay platform. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down in the comments. Our plush guide has been updated for 2024. If you're interested, that's available in the description box, as well as a link to our Facebook group. Join us over there for more discussions about selling plush and reselling in general. Go be productive, guys. Go make some money. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Bye.